Hey YouTube family, it is Seeking Mini Me VSG here, also known as Tiffany, and I am coming to you with my 43-week update post VSG. So let me start with my stats. I am 33 years old, 5'1". I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy on November 22nd of 2017 with Dr. Clinton Hall at Baycare Medical Facility in Tampa, Florida. My highest weight ever recorded was 226.8. My highest weight during the VSG process was 225. I was, 205.4 the day I started my liquid diet, and I was 195.6 the day of surgery. I came to you guys last week, which was, no, not last week, the week before, week 41, and I was 126.6. Yeah, 126.6. And I am 126.2 this week. So I dropped down to 125.2 last week, and then now I'm at 126.2, which I'm just in my normal maintenance fluctuation. Been for the past month or so somewhere between like 125 and 127. So that's 69 pounds lost in surgery, 80 pounds lost since my liquid diet, and 102 pounds lost since my highest weight. 100.2, sorry. It's actually technically a little bit different than that, but you guys get the picture. So yeah, I wanted to come to you guys for an update, kind of check in, let you know how I was doing, and also give you guys an update on plastics. I had my pre-op appointment yesterday. So I wanted to tell you guys how that went. So, maintenance is going well. I'm still I've dropped down a little bit in my fluctuations. I think I was at like the high 120s, and now I'm like a little closer to the mid 120s, which was, I'm perfectly fine with. Like, I wanted to get a little bit more into the 120s because I didn't want to jump into the 130s, during maintenance. So that's been going well. I think I dropped down a little bit because of my exercise. At last update, I told you guys I was doing a miles into fall challenge. It's an Instagram thing that Nicole Losing had started. So I've been participating in that. I've been doing that. Been doing pretty well with that. Been getting out about 6 days a week. And jogging most all my miles, anywhere between like an average of, I'd say 4 miles a day, somewhere between like 3 and 5 miles a day. So I think I'm at like 85 miles or something that I've already got, that I already did this month. So yeah, I'm on track for that to get my 100 miles in for the month of September. So that's been awesome. That's been exciting. My endurance is getting better with jogging, which I'm really excited about. I think, not yesterday, but the day before. Yesterday I ended up having a rest day because I have a lot of homework to do. So I've been focusing on that. But the day before I had hit 5.5 miles, I think it is, which is the longest that I have went nonstop. So my endurance is getting better. I'm able to go farther, which I really like, is really exciting. I am going to try to sign up for a half marathon. We have a big one that happens in my area in Tampa, called the Gasparilla, and that is in February. So I've been wanting to do a half marathon for many, many years. The last time I lost a bunch of weight was about 6 years ago or so. I was also jogging then, and I was starting to prepare for doing a half marathon, and then I just kind of fell off the wagon. And so it's always been something that I've wanted to do. It's always been like kind of on my bucket list. So I am going to start working towards that goal, and I actually want to do a race. So they have challenges because they do a 15K and a 5K on Saturday, and they do, I think it's like a half marathon and 8K, I want to say, on Sunday. So they have challenges where you could do 2 of the races or 3 of the races or 4 of the races. I want to do all 4 of the races though that weekend, but I don't think I'm quite ready for that, and it's expensive. So I'm thinking I might do the 15K and the half challenge. So 15K off Saturday, half marathon on Sunday. So that's kind of what I'm looking at doing. I got to look at prices and stuff like that. So we shall see. So yeah, everything's going well with that. I have been tracking my macros again, which I typically do, like periodically I'll track them to kind of see where I'm at. I am getting on average, about 80 grams of protein. My carbs are somewhere around 100. Again, I'm not somebody who steers clear of carbs. I'm not scared of carbs, so I do eat carbs. Those are usually about 100 for me. Somewhere in that range. I mean, it can vary greatly. Sometimes I end up just sticking to it. Anyways, and my calories are somewhere around 1,000 to maybe 1,200. I don't think I've hit 1,200, but they're usually a little bit over 1,000 a day. I know some of you have asked me for a what I eat in a day video, because I think the last one I did was around 5 or 6 months. So I do want to put one of those together for you guys. Things are just kind of crazy right now, and those are a little bit challenging to do, for me at least. So I do want to put one of those together for you guys, so I will work on getting that out to you guys, but it might be a little bit. All right, so that is that. So yesterday I had my pre-op appointment, which I had to go and get labs done. I met with the surgeon, talked about my implants, sizes, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, So obviously I went to meet with my surgeon, and I got a heck of a lot of information. This folder right here, this is my surgeon that I have picked, Dr. Halpern, is full of information. So, what to do before, how to prepare for surgery, medications I need to stop, of course, potential side effects, potential complications, what's normal, what's not normal, a ton of information. So if I'm honest, I felt extremely overwhelmed at that appointment. I was supposed to make a decision on implants, and I really felt like I couldn't because I felt like I was thrown for a loop at that appointment. So when I had my initial consultation, it was basically like, they check out the skin, check out your breast, decide, okay, what kind of lift you need, if any, what size are you looking for, what's going to be feasible, can we do all the surgeries together, can we do the tummy tuck, do you maybe need to lose some weight before, it's just in a general consultation. They don't really get into specifics. I did try on sizers. I think I did between 250 and 350. So I did a 251 and a 351, took some pictures with a shirt on, to kind of get an idea of, the size I'd be looking for and that kind of thing. So when I went to meet with the surgeon, of course I got all the information about the actual surgery, what medications I'm going to be taking, which I have here, and I have to fill oh my goodness, I have to fill medication. So I have a pain medication, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 prescription medications that I have to take. So I have something for pain. He also gave me a couple of things to try to help with nausea and vomiting, because I get anesthesia makes me sick, and pain medication makes me sick. So my goal is to not have to take any pain medication. If I do, maybe only take it at night to kind of help me sleep, because if I'm sleeping, I don't end up getting sick. But So he's trying to prevent me from getting sick because obviously throwing up is not what you want to have to deal with when you have your belly stitched, cut open and stitched back together. So he gave me Phenergen, which is supposed to help with nausea. He also gave me a nausea patch, which again helps with nausea. Not nausea. He also gave me Nexium that I'm going to be taking. And I guess apparently that is also supposed to help with it. I'm also going to be taking an antibiotic for 14 days, just a preventative. So I have to get that. Zofran, again, is something that is supposed to help for nausea. Oh, I think the Phenergen, is that? Yeah, I have two things here for nausea, looks like. Yeah, because the Phenergen is for nausea, Zofran is for nausea. I'm supposed to take this before surgery. I have to do an enema. I have to do 2 enemas. So yeah, apparently if you clean out your intestines and make sure there's absolutely nothing in there, he can tighten the muscles tighter. So he can get a flatter result. So he has you do an enema. So the night before, so 2 days prior to surgery. So the night before and the night prior to that, to surgery. Then I also am going to be getting Decadron. Decadron is a steroid, and that's going to help with swelling. Then I have to get a Hibiclens, and it's just like an antibiotic soap to clean before surgery. To clean the body, belly button. Even he wants me to wash even my hair with this Hibiclens and stuff before surgery. So I have a bunch of prescriptions that I have to pick up. I have my the instructions for, what I can't do, what I'm allowed to drink, or what I'm allowed to eat, when I have to stop eating, what time I have to be at the surgery center. I have to stop taking my multivitamin patch. So he gave me, because it's got a lot of vitamin E in it, and that is not good for bleeding. It increases bleeding. So for those of you who have followed people who have done plastics, which is something I did, I kind of was already expecting that. But he did give me this. So this is something that he puts together for his patients, something that he created. And it's basically like a multivitamin. It's actually a drink. I haven't tried it yet. Today is going to be my first day, so wish me luck. So it's like a powder that you mix with water. But yeah, so he gave me this to kind of replace my multivitamin. I didn't have to buy this. They told me that I could get, I think, like a kid's gummy bear option or something like that. Something with no vitamin E, but I just went ahead and got that with him. He also gave me this, which is Silogen. It's supposed to help with the recovery process. It's like a natural. He does a lot of like natural stuff, I've noticed. But yeah, he got me. I got this. It's supposed to again help with recovery, helps with swelling. It apparently also helps with bruising and things like that. So I'm going to be taking that. And then I'm also going to be taking this, which is an aloe pill. He said that you can get this at like the drugstore, like a CVS or something like that. But they usually only have it in liquid form. And he says that that's disgusting. And his patients have tried it and have told him, like, I can't even keep it down. So he's got the aloe pill. It helps with constipation. So he wants me to do like a Miralax or a Benefiber or something, because obviously taking pain medication and all that kind of stuff, we all know in the weight loss community all about constipation. So he's trying to prevent that so I don't get uncomfortable again with the incision. So I'm going to do a Miralax or a Benefiber to take that, as well as the aloe pills to help keep everything regular. I think I got off on a tangent. I started talking about my boobs and then about getting overwhelmed about all the information. But anyway, so yeah, he told me I can take my other 2 patches, which were my B12 and my calcium and vitamin D. So I'm going to continue to take those. I'm just going to switch for the multivitamin for the powder. Yeah, so anyway, so I went to him in The tummy tuck I feel like was pretty straightforward. We kind of talked about, he kind of told me what part of my stomach they're going to be removing, which is basically right above my belly button down. So he said it's really important for me to do the enema as well, so he can get that as tight as possible because I don't have a ton of skin. So he wants to make sure he can do above my belly button and pull it all the way down, get as much as possible that he can. The tighter he can get the muscles, the tighter he can get the skin. So yeah, and then, I talked about where the incision is. He told me to make sure that I bring something like, whether it's bathing suit or a pair of underwear or something to kind of wear when he's marking me, so he can see where I'm wearing my underwear, and he's going to try to keep my incision there. So obviously he kind of told me about the belly button, that he's going to be recreating the belly button, but it was pretty straightforward with the tummy tuck. I think the most thing I'm nervous about is my breasts anyways. So he was like, okay, we have to, what size are you looking for? We kind of talked about that. And, I was telling him, I was like, I think I want to be like a full C, small D. Well, he tells me because he measured my breast. He did quite a few measurements, actually. He did like a waist measurement, waist measurement, hip measurement, that kind of stuff. But he measured my breasts, and he said that, oh, that's right, he had to get it for the garment. That because of apparently my pocket size, so I'm kind of a smaller frame person, I'm short and smaller, and measuring my breast pocket size, it kind of limits my options a little bit for what implants that I can get. Now, if I wanted to do saline implants, there is more flexibility in regards to sizing in a saline implant, because like gels are a specific one size type thing. Obviously they have different cc's, but it's one size, whereas in a saline implant can kind of be filled to different sizes. So yeah, sorry, I'm umming a lot because it was kind of overwhelming. But so he measured my breast pocket size, and he told me that these are basically my two options for gel. The first one was high profile gel implant, and it was from he gave me a range of cc. He's gonna kind of determine that depending on, he's gonna put a sizer in there and determine the cc to make sure the breast pocket is filled. Apparently the cc doesn't really change the cup size. The cc is more width. So that obviously it does have an impact on the cup size, but he says we're talking like millimeters, like you're not even going to really be able to tell. That's the reason why I'm either needing to do a high profile or an ultra high profile, because those are going to give me more cup size, whereas I have a small breast pocket, so I can't go to a moderate profile or a low profile, because those are just going to be wider and not give me the cup size I want. If I went to a moderate or a low profile, I'm going to be looking at an A or a B cup. So he basically told me I needed to decide between high profile and ultra high profile. If I do high profile, he gave me like a picture of this is the size that you'd be looking at. You'd be looking at closer to a small C. And he gave me a picture of, somebody who he's done breast implants on who were about a small C, to kind of give me an idea of what that size is, because we all know that bra sizes is hard to go by. And then he said that if I do ultra high profile, those are going to give me more closer to a full C, small D. So I need to make a decision between those two options in gel. And I hadn't really done a whole lot of research. I wasn't really sure between high profile, ultra high profile. Honestly, I didn't even know there was ultra high profile. I did know about low, moderate, and high, but I didn't really know much about it. So I was just kind of I really don't know, I'm not sure. So he also gave me a picture of somebody who's like a full C or small D, and he's basically just, I'm going to go ahead and order both. So we have them for surgery, but once surgery date comes, you can just let me know what you decide. So I went home and I did more research, and I felt extremely overwhelmed. A lot of people that I was reading, they were saying that ultra high profile or high profile are done for more of a fake breast look. And that's not what I'm going for. I don't want to have fake looking breasts. But yeah, so the research really had me overwhelmed, and then so I ended up talking to a couple of my friends who have had their breasts done and kind of talking it out with them. I did end up calling Dr. Halpern and had him kind of talk it out with me again. That's the reason why I had a little bit more information to tell you guys about like why my only options were high profile and ultra high profile, and to make sure we were on the same page. Like, I'm not looking for a fake look or whatever, but the fact of the matter it is, if I want more, what's the word? Or if I want more cup, I only have so much room in my breast pocket, so I have to get a higher profile breast implant, because if you get a lower profile breast implant, then they're more flatter, and so I'm not going to be getting cup, I'm going to be getting width, and I don't have the width. So if I want a smaller size cup, then I could go with a moderate or a low or whatever, but I don't. I for sure know that I want at least like a C. I don't want to be, he did tell me that with, he kind of was pulling the skin and like doing measurements to kind of get an idea of what size I am now, and he said that I'm like a small B without all of the skin. So I don't want to be a B. Like, if I could just do a lift and not get implants. And I mean, I've always been a large chested person, and not that I want to be huge, but I definitely don't want to be a B. I was also worried about like jogging. How is this going to impact me? Is it going to cause pain if I go bigger versus smaller? All that kind of stuff. I am leaning more towards the full C, small D. My husband was leaning towards the other one, the small C, I think. But ultimately, him and I both have an understanding that, while I value his opinion and I, am curious to know what his thoughts are, I have to make this decision based on me and what I want, because if it were up to him, I wouldn't even be having this surgery. Like, he thinks I'm fine and I don't need anything. So, which again, I love him for, but this is not about him. This is not about anybody else. This is about me. Yeah, so I'm already at like 22 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. But yeah, I have all the information for the surgery. My surgery date is October 2nd, so I'm going on a cruise. I actually leave tomorrow morning for our cruise. It's just a 3-day, going to the Bahamas. We'll be back on Monday. My husband and my husband's anniversary it's the 22nd, but I think is that Saturday? I think that's Saturday. Yeah, so our anniversary is on Saturday, so it's our 12-year anniversary, so we typically like to do something for our anniversary if we can. Not last year, but the year before, we did a 7-day cruise, so we decided to go ahead and do a cruise again, just a short, small cruise for our anniversary, so our 12-year anniversary, so that's what we'll be doing this weekend. So yeah, I'm excited about that. I feel a little overwhelmed right now, if I'm being honest, because I got a lot of stuff to do with work and school and with the surgery pending and all that kind of stuff, and my daughter and being a mom and like all the stuff on my plate. I'm just like, it's a little overwhelming, but once I get there, it's gonna be great. But anyways, guys, again, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. If you guys have any questions for me, if I missed out on anything, if anything you're curious about, leave them down in the comment section. I'll be glad to answer you. But yeah, that's it. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.